Okay, so I'm going to give a brief demonstration on this Sony CarPlay deck that I put in my crappy old Prius. Here we've got a 2005 Gen 2, and basically I put this in, and there's an adapter box behind it that basically makes it so that all the steering wheel controls work, and the main reason I did it is so that I could show how Android Auto works. So there's a USB cord hanging out down there. That's from the stereo, and then I have a regular charger. If you wanted to text and drive, which I would never recommend doing, you can't do it when you're plugged into the Android deck. And sometimes there's some things about it that I don't really like, but I'm going to show everybody how it works. So I just plugged my phone in, and then that's what happens. Look for the Android Auto on your car's display to start it. So now we're done with the phone, basically. So now what we have is Spotify. It, of course, knows that my kid is at Monkey Tree Learning Center today. It also knows that if I'm leaving work, I'm going home because it's all integrated with my Google Calendar. So basically, this screen that we're seeing right now is Google, and you have a limited amount of options. You have navigation, which is this dude, which just brings up Google Maps. That's awesome. It's always updated, always works. We have a phone button, which will only let you go it doesn't let you browse very far on some of the menus because it doesn't want you to do it when you drive. Or music, which I've linked to Google Play Music and Spotify. So it's pretty cool because basically now your phone, if I look, see how it says car mode enabled. So when you're in car mode, that's all your phone does. So you can't text, you can't do anything. Your phone is now bricked and charging, but they want you to use this for safety purposes. Some disadvantages of it are that basically if we want to browse for music, which here, sorry, I'm a little bit frazzled today. If I go to, let's go to playlists. And then once I get to about, once I get to my library, or here we can do it this way. I think it'll show what I'm talking about. It should say, my fingers are so fat today, it'll say browsing locked for safety, so it won't let you browse as far through the Spotify memory as it would on a lot of other things, but right now it's not really showing me that. The thing that I really like about it the most is if I just say to my car right now, and here, let's put it back on its home screen, and I say, okay, Google, navigate to San Francisco.
Okay, San Francisco. Here we go.
Okay, so it tells me I'm going to get to San Francisco at midnight, and it's all done using Google Maps. Awesome. Okay, Google, make a phone call. Make a phone call.
Who do you want to call?
Atomic Auto.
There are two people with that name, Atomic Auto or Atomic Auto Service. Which one do you want?
Atomic Auto.
Calling Atomic Auto, mobile.
And then this will automatically go to my phone, dialing. So it's totally awesome because it basically enables complete voice recognition. If you have a lunch appointment and your time is set correctly and you're going to somewhere that you've actually put on your Google Calendar, it will tell you where you're going because it knows. There's so many cool things about it. The only real disadvantages that I've had is like if there's sometimes where I don't want to use Google Maps or it's just user interface stuff. I think the cool thing is that long term, this is just a piece of glass that is connected to my phone. So it will update, and basically as Google refines the system, it will get better. The other thing that people ask about that I can sort of show is from here, if I want to skip tracks, on the radio. Well, I guess first I have to be playing. So we're going to play. And of course it shows the album cover. You can't really see it because of the lighting behind there. And it skips tracks. And I'm using the Prius button. When you use mode on the Prius, it changes between tuner and Bluetooth and all that stuff. All the phone buttons still work. The volume on the steering wheel control still works. And the steering control interface was done with a box made by a company called Pacific Audio something that I can definitely send you the reference to. But basically the way that I did this, all the wires in my stock Prius are all still the exact same as they were from the factory. So if I get another Prius and I want to put the old stereo in this, I can go ahead and put the old stereo in it and just put this in my new car, and I don't have to mess with any wiring or anything. It's just plug in and unplug. The only thing that I don't like about this particular install is this $9 piece of plastic that you see that's a little bit rickety, that covers up the gaps around where the factory one was. Eventually I'd like to find a nicer piece of plastic to put there. But that's basically the deal. Now I'm going to go drive to San Francisco. But there's no reason to spend the money updating a Toyota factory deck or doing anything with any of that when you can have this nice new technology in your car for a reasonable price anymore. And I imagine the price will just keep dropping.